Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's Play. After so many times of doing it perfectly. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Let's 100% The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. In the last episode, we rummaged through Xedilian, and we dealt with all the Chromites. They lie dead in a pool on the floor. Well, not really a pool, because they're spread out all over the place. Their death is sprawling, you could say. As you can see, we have here a Chromite Torturer. He's not looking too good. We have a Chromite Magus Torturer. You can see they've got sort of like a ocean motif, which is kind of odd considering all of their little households are inland, right? Like, where are we right now? We're like inland inside of a big temple called Xedilian. But he's got like a little crab, some seashells. It's nice. This guy spent some time, you know, getting his his what's it called? His updo. No, what's it called? His getup. His getup. That's what I was looking for. He spent some time getting his getup ready, you know, and didn't matter at all because he's dead now. And all the other Chromites are dead because we are the scourge of the Chromites. Did we open this up? It's an average lock. You know what? I'm going to do this first try because I'm the best Oblivion player there ever existed. Watch. I'm sure a lot of you were just screaming out, I hope that he fails, and I get it, trust me. If I was watching a series and I just said that beforehand, or the person just said that beforehand, I would have wished for the same thing. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's 100% The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. We're about to embark on one of the coolest parts of this entire game, regardless of whether or not it's DLC or vanilla. This is probably actually my favorite quest now that I think about it. Vanilla quest, definitely, it's whodunit, but this quest, without a doubt, my favorite DLC quest, although it could be my favorite quest of all time. So far, it hasn't been that interesting, but let's hit the teleportation pad to Xedilian. And also, we have to remember that we have a level up in our back pocket.
Finally, Lord Sheogorath has sent someone to assist me. But where are my manners? Must get into my professional tone. Welcome to Xedilian. I'm the dungeon caretaker, Kiliban Nerendil.
Now that is a fantasy name. Tell me about this place. What was... Tell me about this place.
A wonder of engineering, is it not? Xedilian is the ultimate test of mettle for the foolhardy adventurer that dares trespass into the Shivering Isles. What they don't know is that they're being drawn to their doom, courtesy of the Resonator of Judgment.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Ever since that wretched gatekeeper was made, Xedilian became redundant. It fell into disrepair and was eventually all but forgotten. After only a few years passed, the Chromites began moving in. Ghastly things. They mistook the focus crystals for some sort of religious symbols and removed them from their rightful places. This rendered the Resonator inert and Xedilian completely useless. Luckily, you came along and placed Xedilian back into operation.
Enough. How do I get out of here?
Yes, I tend to ramble. You'll have to forgive me. If you have the attenuator, then Sheogorath must have sent you. Xedilian would normally have sent you back to the entrance when you stepped on the pad in the Resonator chamber. Since you're up here, I can only surmise that adventurers are already entering the dungeon as we speak.
Now, that's a coincidence, isn't it? Oh boy. I'm very happy for those of you that are watching this video right now and have no idea what you're about to see. This is such a cool little thing that, well, big thing that they put inside of a video game, and I hope you enjoy it. I guess we'll stick with Dar'Vesh's theme, but I'm really interested in this, obviously. Why do I have to deal with this?
I'm afraid until the adventurers are dealt with, Xedilian will keep you here. Even I can't will its doors to open. To put it bluntly, you're stuck here for the moment. No disrespect intended.
What should I do?
The only thing we can do is let the adventurers complete a cycle through here. I'll be glad to help. I assume Sheogorath gave you the Manual of Xedilian. You can consult it for more information, or I can provide instructions.
Oh boy, I just realized we're playing a pretty bad type of character. So we can actually do the route that I very rarely take. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, let's get all the information here and then we'll be on our way. Tell me about the chamber.
I will be happy to describe each chamber and explain the event that unfolds as we proceed through Zedillion. This first chamber is the Chamber of the Gnarl. At the touch of a button, you can cause a large group of tiny gnarls to appear and attack the adventurers. Or, if you're feeling merciful, we can have the group terrorized by a seemingly lowly gnarl that instantly grows to twice their size. The hallucinogenic spore gas we release into the chamber will help lull the victims into believing the creature means to kill them. Don't worry, its bark is far worse than its bite.
Oh, I get because it's got bark like tree bark. Oh, Caliban, you slay me, much like we're gonna slay these people.
As the adventurers make their way through Zedillion's chambers, they will encounter choices that you make in these control platforms. All you need to do is decide what becomes of the adventurers. Will you drive them insane, or will you pull the life from their bodies?
Oh my gosh. How do I make the choices? How do I know when I'm done? Do you handle the cleanup? Explain the choices I'm making? That's enough information.
As you wish.
Yeah, that is far too much dialogue. We want to get to it.
The resonator works by drawing adventurers to itself. Sheogorath uses the resonator to find... Quite clever. What?
Okay, let's quickly run through these. Do you handle the cleanup?
Well, the dead will be those that are lucky enough to merely...
How do I make the choices?
Simple. Wait. If they survive, it's really...
How do I know when I'm done?
You'll know you're done when, of course, any of their possessions...
Explain the choices I'm making.
Each chamber presents two options. One is physically harmful. The other choice is more mental. Of course, the introduction...
Okay, so basically for anyone that's not following along, we've got a choice of two choices here. Well, we've got two choices, I should say. A group of adventurers is going to come through Zedillion thinking that they're heading through a dungeon for ultimate treasure, but really this is a sort of mousetrap that's been set. Now we can choose basically the mania option, which drives them insane, or we can choose the dementia option, which actually causes them physical harm. Now, 9 times out of 10, I usually go for the mania option because I'm playing good characters and I don't want to kill them, you know, so I keep them alive even though they go crazy. But then now, since we're playing Dar'Vesh, we can choose the dementia option. So this is going to be cool because I definitely have ran through all of the options, but I usually don't go for the dementia ones.
So good to be back in business.
I agree. Now, let's do this thing, shall we? We've been talking far too long.
Now keep your weapons ready and watch your backs. Do what I say and we might just get out of here alive.
Okay, so we have a choice here. Orange obviously leads to
We should just kill this
a giant gnarl and the mania side. But dementia has a gnarl swarm.
What in Oblivion is that thing?
I've got a bad feeling. This is one of the horrid guardians of which the stories spoke?
What a joke. Let's be rid of this thing and continue on our way.
Wait just a moment. What's that sound?
Prepare yourselves for battle.
Now, this guy's the MVP over here. He's like one-shot killing them. And down goes the thief.
What kind of nefarious sorcery is this?
Damn it. Lewin deserved better than this, and I'm responsible. Someone will pay dearly, I assure you.
There's nothing to be done here. We must press on.
So what's also cool about this is you've got the standard, like, adventurer team. You've got the orc warrior, you've got the elf mage, and you've got the, I assume, wood elf thief. So you got, like, the rogue mage and warrior. And if you choose the dementia options, they will die, whereas if you choose the mania options, they just sort of become crazy. And honestly, the dementia options are more realistic, because I remember if you choose the large gnarl, the gnarl grows to a huge size, and I think it's the mage that goes crazy, and he's just like, can't be that big. How can it be that big? And it's just, dude, you must have a really feeble mind to go insane after like 10 seconds. It just doesn't seem so realistic, but the dementia options seem realistic. I've unleashed the Gnarl Swarm on the adventurers in Zedilian. Unable to survive their onslaught, Lewin the Rogue has been slain. I should make my way to the next observation room and choose how the adventurers will encounter their next obstacle. And as you can probably tell, this is scripted, so Lewin will always die there on the floor, and they'll always comment about it. And now we can move on to the next room.
Unleashed the swarm, did we? Nothing like a little bloodlust to start the encounter off right.
I agree.
What can I...
Okay, to the next platform.
What can I assist you with? The second chamber of Zedilian is the Chamber of Avarice. The adventurers will have to overcome their feelings of greed as they set their eyes upon the huge piles of treasure locked behind that gate. You may choose to spring a fire trap and cause them great harm as they stand before the gate. Or you can fill the chamber with hundreds of keys and watch them frantically search for the correct one. Always a crowd pleaser.
So sadistic, Killabin. I like it. Keep it up, buddy.
You're doing quite well so far. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this one's interesting. Look, they're already there. They're just waiting. The Swarm of Keys is far more interesting, and that is the Mania side. Fire Trap just sounds really boring, but we will be going with the Fire Trap. I don't remember exactly what happens.
Look, I told you, treasure. Let's have at it, Sindelius.
And now we can choose, but they usually talk about it a little bit more.
This place is beginning to bug me.
I think we have unlimited time, but let's go ahead and choose the Dementia option.
Statues.
Blast! The cage is locked.
Gromok, be careful. This looks too good to be true.
Ha! Let's see them stop me after I rip this gate from its hinges.
Gromok, no!
Oh my god! I believe Grummock...
Sorry, Sindelius. I don't know who built this nightmare, but if I get my hands on them...
Using a huge pile of treasure as bait, I lured the two remaining adventurers into a fire trap. Sindelius the mage didn't survive the blast, leaving only their leader, Gromok. I should make my way to the last observation room and choose how this stubborn orc will encounter his final obstacle. Hey, buddy. Man, he really has low perception for a D&D styled encounter. Yeah, he really has very low perception because I'm standing right here. Although maybe this is some sort of like two-way mirror. Sorry, Sindelius, you tried to warn him. The key thing is really cool. I forget exactly where it comes from, but I think it's like right up there. The thing opens and keys just fall down. And usually if you're going the Mania route, although now that I think about it, there's different routes to take, isn't there? Because you could go Dementia the first time, and then Lewin dies, and then you can go Mania... Wait. Yeah, and then you can go Mania this time, and then Sindelius must start going through the keys. So there are different routes to take, huh?
I see Lord Sheogorath chose wisely when he selected you to liberate Zedilian.
When anyone
Now,
chooses me, they choose
how
wisely.
may I continue to assist you? You're doing quite well so far.
And the final chamber.
What can I assist you with? The third chamber of Zedilian is the Chamber of Anathema. Its contents are designed to make sure it's the final encounter. The adventurers will be subject to horrors beyond their imagination. Visions of repugnance, death, and malevolence reside in this room. If you wish to bring ruin to your victims, you may choose to animate some of the corpses and watch as they satiate their hunger. Or we can create the illusion of the adventurer's dying and his spirit rising from his corpse. Good fun to be had for all. Then, just as suddenly as we kill him, we revive the adventurer. There are few minds that can stand this type of torture.
I think most people could stand that type of torture. It's just these three specifically have very feeble minds, because especially if you choose the mania option, it's kind of funny. Like, I think he talks with himself or whatever. Yeah, and he just realizes that he's died and come back to life, and he can't take it. But it's like, come on, man, is this really that crazy? And the other thing with the keys, if Lewin the Rogue is there, he'll just be like, there's so many keys, so many keys, I'll never be able to find the key, I'm crazy now. They kind of just ham-fisted it, but it is very, very interesting.
You're doing quite well so far. Keep it up.
Okay, let's do the final chamber.
Steady, Gramok, steady. You've been through worse before. What more could this place possibly throw at you?
He could just leave. Maybe we can assume these doors are locked over here. Actually, where does that lead?
Only me left. Fine. I'll show 'em.
Okay, Gromok, well, I'd wish you good luck, but you have something on your person that I very much want, so...
Bring it on. I'm ready.
As you wish.
What? The very dead rise in this accursed place. Very well. Blood for blood. Blood for blood. No one defeats Gramok. No one. Now it's my turn. Strike me, will you?
No one defeats Gromok. Strike me, will you? Ah! I've caused the death of the remaining orc adventurer, Gromok, by animating the zombies in the final room of Zedilian. Now that all the adventurers have been dealt with, I should speak to Caliban. Every time I read Gromok, I think Gromish Hellscream, which is a card in Hearthstone, and I know a World of Warcraft character, but I've never played World of Warcraft. I only play Hearthstone. So I know it is Gromish, but it's interesting. I wonder if that's a reference. I don't think so. Nice work, zombies.
You've made short work of the intruders. Sheogorath should be proud to have such an efficient apprentice. Now, if you'll step on the last teleporter pad, I will meet you in the reception chamber so we can recover your earnings. I'm afraid you've exhausted Zedilian's resources. This was the final chamber.
So sad. They could have gone on far longer. I'm just glad to have had this, but they could have, put like maybe, let's see, we got the wizard, we got the mage, we got the rogue, we got the warrior. They could have put like a paladin in there and a cleric, and then we could have had like 5 separate chambers. But that would have been a nightmare to program, because depending on what you choose, they have to, add in lines, just like Whodunit.
Not to worry. We'll have your spoils to you in no time at all.
And as if it wasn't enough just watching all of this awesome stuff occur. Whoa. Oh, this must be... What is your name at Caliban? This must be Caliban's quarters here. I wonder if there were doors before that I did not take a look at. Well, he's not going to need this. After all, we are Sheogorath's champion. Let's see what he's got. Anything of importance? Anything that can increase the coffers, my own coffers, increase the amount of money that I have? Parchment? Parchment? If we read it, there's nothing there. From frog to a man. Sounds like a Chromite story to me. Okay, let's go get our reward, shall we?
I have some things for you. As is the tradition, you are to be awarded a focus crystal as a token of your fine work. I'll have it sent to the palace and placed in the main hall if you wish to take a look at it.
You spoke of earnings.
Oh, yes, of course. It seems a most unusual weapon was recovered from the orc warrior, Gromok. Never seen anything like it, but perhaps his journal can give you some useful information. Beyond that, take whatever else you need from the recovery chest. You've earned it. You're free to go at any time, of course, just up that hallway. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Caliban. You know, you were just a delight. This entire experience, you really made killing innocent people just a wonderful, wonderful time, and I appreciate that, man. Unfortunately, we are over encumbered. What can we drop? We have so much stuff on our person. I don't even, yeah, we don't have too much. Okay, we have some ebony boots. We can drop those. Gauntlets of the Pugilist. Want to keep those. Orcish gauntlets. What do we have? Orcish gauntlets. It's kind of odd. This is broken. Let's see if we can't repair anything at the moment. Actually, let's wait until we grab whatever is in that chest.
Good luck to you.
And good luck to you. Recovery chest. Brass pearl ring. Another unique weapon, or unique piece of armor. Talisman of Abetment. Water breathing on self. Detect life 20 feet on self. Feather 15 points on self. So this is awesome because, yet again, I've made this point lots of times, but basically, when you pay, back in the olden days, now it's expected for you to buy DLC. But back in 2000 whatever, when this game came out and when this DLC came out, if you spent extra money on a game, it felt like developers very frequently made it like OP. They just give you certain OP things like the Talisman of Abetment. You basically get that very early on in this DLC, and boom, you have water breathing like permanently. Weak potion of healing, excellent. Absorb skill, why not? Gold, lockpick, pearls, and a repair hammer. Very cool. Okay, so first things first, let's grab our repair hammers and see if we can't repair anything. Okay, armor skill increased, not bad. We definitely need to get our stuff repaired though, because this raiment is broken. Now, also, we were given the Talisman of Abetment, which I believe to be pretty good. So, water breathing on self right off the bat. That's an amazing enchantment. Detect life, pretty good. Feather 15. Oh, that's actually, this is really nice. Yeah, compared to Cruelty's Heart, which is cool too. But Talisman of Abetment is awesome. So we're going to wear that. And also, we've been given Duskfang, my favorite weapon in the entire game. This weapon is two weapons in one. It is Duskfang. It is also Dawnfang. It is a one-handed blade, so we can't actually use it because blade and dagger. I don't want to use it because Dar'Vesh uses daggers and bows, but we'll use it at least for a little while. Okay, so it looks cool. First of all, it's blue and it's purple and it's got this cool design to it. Awesome. Nourish blade on strike, which basically means it never runs out of its enchantment. Frost damage 9 points on strike. It can be upgraded and it can be switched. There's so much to this sword. It's the coolest sword in this entire game. I don't care what you say. If you have any other opinion, you are wrong. This is the coolest weapon in the entire game of Oblivion. It's awesome and it's my favorite. Unfortunately, like I said, we're playing a dagger wielding thief, so we won't stick with this like end game, but it's extremely cool. Also, Caliban has given us a book about it, which we will read. Let's see. Should be Gromok's journal. Yes, let's see how long it is. Oh boy, that's long. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole entire thing. It'll last us till the rest of the episode. So you guys can pause the screen and read this if you would like. But basically, as I'm going through this, I will explain what he's saying. I think basically from what I remember of this journal, he found this blade, Dawnfang or Duskfang, and I think he describes about the blade in detail. And basically, every 12 hours, I think at 6 is the time, it switches over to its counterpart. So at dusk, it switches to Duskfang. At dawn, it switches to Dawnfang. One enchantment deals ice damage. One enchantment deals fire damage, right? Makes sense. And then it also has a Nourish Blade enchantment.
Good.
So it basically never runs out of an enchantment. Well, that scared me, actually. Forgot about this. Okay, new enemies here. Knights of Order. Perfect time to utilize this. Dawnfang has extinguished 1 life, you'll notice in the top left. These guys are kind of tough here. and Dongfeng has extinguished 3 lives. Before exiting Zedilian, I was attacked by 3 unusual beings in equally strange armor. I should ask Killiban if he knows anything about them. And yeah, as we're taking these guys down, Dongfeng, or Duskfang, whatever one it is, said in the top left that it's extinguished 3 lives. I forget how many lives it is. I think it's 8, or it could be around 10 or 5. I'm not exactly sure. But once you reach the level, the next time it transforms, and again, it transforms every 12 hours, always at 6 and 6, I believe. So once you extinguish a certain amount of lives, I feel like it's 8, but I could be wrong. It transforms into the next version, but then superior. And then if you don't extinguish enough lives before it transforms back again, it'll just go back to the regular version, which we have now. So again, if we take a look at this weapon, currently it deals 11 damage, which I don't think changes. I think it always deals that much damage. But the frost damage enchantment, I believe, gets augmented. It gets increased. So basically, it gives you a little incentive to kill a certain amount of people. Plus, Nourished Blade on Strike, it never runs out. Although you can see it is kind of running out. 1100 charge out of 1300. But maybe that enchantment just means like when it switches, it refills. So you can run out of an enchantment, but when it switches to the next version, it will refill itself. So this blade is just OP. It's amazing. It's crazy. These guys have Hearts of Order, which we're going to go ahead and grab. And can we grab these two? Yeah, simple order swords. They have different types of weapons as well. But we definitely want the Hearts of Order. I forget why, but I know we want them. Now let's go back and talk to Killian.
That was quite a battle. I hope you are uninjured.
What were those beings?
You've not heard the legends? How could that be? Those beings, as you call them, aren't beings at all. They are the soulless abominations known as the Knights of Order. Their attraction to the resonator isn't surprising. It was built from one of the obelisks that dot the isles they seem to have an affinity for. You must proceed to Sheogorath at once and tell him the knights have returned. Quickly now, go!
Show them the meaning of haste. Okay, so we're actually going to switch the Talisman of Abetment back to Cruelty's Heart. Reason being, I need to grab thumbnails from these NPCs' faces, and it adds that horrible, horrible, horrible pink glow effect, which is unfortunate, I know, but we can switch over to the Talisman of Abetment whenever we need to breathe in water. Okay. Immediate combat noise. And I also, by the way, if you were wondering, I'm pretty sure we can... Oh, these guys still. Okay, let's get a move on here. We need to fast travel as soon as possible. We don't have any skooma on our person, unfortunately, and if we did, we could travel a little bit faster. But we should be able to outrun these guys. I mean, how many times have we increased our athletics, you know? We just don't want to run into any scale tails or whatever either. We're actually going to end this episode here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, we will return to Sheogorath. I wanted to do this quest right off the bat, but there's so much to do in this DLC, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys there. Bye-bye.